a little too loud, huh, Stud? Delana, I wanted to ask you, you're a racer. You've been a racer your whole life, and you've been around it your whole life. You met your husband at the racetrack. You got married right here in Vegas. What is this like for you to have a culmination like this, to win a championship, to see him achieve his dream, and you guys achieve this as a family? You're not crying anymore. High five. Right.
Honestly, it hasn't set in. It doesn't seem real, and I don't know when that'll happen. I've asked Jeff Gordon and I've asked Jimmy Johnson, when does it seem real? And they said it might take a while, but for me, Keelan and I went home after Homestead, and Kevin goes off for all these things, and I'm still at home, changing poopy diapers and doing all the things. Life goes on for me as a mom, and it's been really cool to see him. But it's funny when you try to explain to Keelan that Dad's the champ. Hey, is it good or bad that Dad's the champ? Good or bad? He'll tell you.
Can you tell me why you don't like it? I don't blame you. That's what my wife does when I start talking to her.
Yeah, so he doesn't understand why Dad's not been at home very much. And I'll tell him that Dad's the champ, it's good. He'll go, that's bad, Mom.
Well, someday, buddy, I promise you, you're going to think it's the coolest thing ever. Congratulations to you both. Enjoy this week very much. You guys deserve it so much. Congratulations.
Number 11, Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, Denny Hamlin. He's the driver of the number 88, Hendrick Dale Earnhardt Jr. He made his chase debut in 2014 as the driver of the number 43 Richard Petty Motorsports Ford, Eric Almirola. Please welcome the Drought Fenway Racing Ford, Carl Edwards. He's the driver of the number 2 Sports Chevrolet, Jeff Gordon. Driver of the number 20, Matt Vincent. And let's hear it for the drive to Team Penske Ford, Joey Logano.
That's what y'all came here for. So I've been sitting here racking my brain trying to figure out how to make y'all open up talking, because you don't ever do it. And I thought it would be cool to discuss your welcome to NASCAR moment, because everybody has that time in their career when you show up.
Hey Marty, that was your first question last year.
You're taught a lesson. Oh! Guess what? Man, you gotta spell it out, dude.
Lucky for you, I have a terrible memory. I don't remember that.
All right, then you're up first. What is it?
I don't remember the moment.
Who was it? Who gave you that lesson? That basically, everybody has to. There's that moment when they get it. You guys all have that finally get it moment. What was yours?
Get it?
Yeah.
Get which part?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
To go south.
There's a lot.
And
Yeah.
go to NASCAR.
Yeah. There's a lot that you have to navigate.
My stuff's way too old school.
No, it's not. Because it was probably Dale Earnhardt who taught you.
Well, I mean, actually, an ESPN commentator, Larry Newber.
Really?
Larry Newber's the one that told me. I was racing sprint cars and midgets and trying to pursue Indy cars, and everybody said, it's going to be tough for a sprint car driver to make it into IndyCar or Indy 500 these days. And Larry told me, he's like, go check out NASCAR. You need to check it out. I was like, those taxi cabs? No way, man. And about 15 laps into it, I backed into the turn 2 wall. But I had lots of calls coming the week after.
What about yours, D? What was your one?
See, he's the only one that remembers all those things.
I know, he's encyclopedia.
I don't want to be with Junior's group.
He is. watches a lot of YouTube from old days and stuff.
No, he might remember some.
They didn't have YouTube. It's all like 80 millimeter.
So how often do you sit around? Like you had the 4th grade science class where you got to put
5, 4,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. What's your welcome to NASCAR moment? Unless you answered it last year. You might have answered it last year.
I wasn't part of this last year, Mark.
Sorry, man, I forgot. Obviously, you were super relevant.
Thanks, Joey.
That's right.
It's pretty square when you get some ropes up.
So are you saying when Brad comes out there, you're going to put him up?
This could suffice for a ring in UFC land.
I was thinking if you should ask Brad, his welcome, it's got to be when he was upside down and landed thinking, oh shit, I messed up.
Carl!
Let me tell you how uncomfortable it was at our safety briefing this year. Like, we had one incident where we had some vertical G-loads to the seats, and I'm thinking, wow, how'd that happen? And they still this slow motion video of me just flipping Brad. And,
You know, you should really rethink those white gloves.
I had people sending me black gloves in the mail. You're an idiot. So,
He never screwed with you again, did he?
no, in fact, I think he did. That's why we had the whole deal at Gateway again.
Well, you were the only guy this year that didn't get in a fight with him.
Exactly. And,
So that's something, right?
we're 4 teammates. I'll tell you one thing. I told somebody this. I said, that guy
You said the F word again. I told you not to.
Oh, they're paying me right now. I'm a Ford guy until 2015.
Dude, he's about to give away the most in about 5 minutes, so he's allowed to say it.
That's like a cuss word to joke, so.
Not to me yet. Ford's been awesome to me. And by the way, we are giving away that thing. It's 435 horsepower. Somebody's going home with it. So. Remember what Denny said?
Did he answer it?
Yeah, he said he wasn't here.
No, but that's not his role in the NASCAR moment. Go ahead.
Actual welcome to NASCAR moment, Benny.
It was lap 8 at Chicago, and me and JJ Yaley were running door to door, side draft and everything, and Tony Stewart came to us in the garage and grabbed both of us by the neck and said, "You guys are idiots."
What was the word in there?
He said, "You guys are absolutely stupid. Like, this is not the Nationwide Series. You guys are about to wreck on lap 8, and he just called us all kinds of names and everything." And I immediately was like, "Okay, I'm sorry, sir." And just in case, it's kind of funny because before he went off on the rant, he went off on his whole stat. This is 2 championships and 26 race wins talking. You guys are idiots. And at the time, we hadn't won anything, so.
I didn't say he was wrong. So let's go back to the history thing a minute with Methuselah over there, the big fossil. I want to talk about how much
What'd you call him?
Methuselah, that's a really old person.
We were discussing when I decided I wanted to be a NASCAR driver. It was at the grocery store with my mom. Okay, so I don't know how old I was. I had to be at the grocery store reading a stock car magazine with some mustache, mullet guy.
Looked like he came straight off car.
He's only like 7 or 8 years younger.
Well, I'm pretty sure that everybody else, he was your hero too, right?
Jeff was, yeah.
Was. Man, that was a hell of a lesson I just learned.
The first one I got was we were in Japan, and I was driving the Coke car. Dad was driving the Coke car, and I thought I was a lot better than I really was. And so we're coming off of turn 4, I think, and it's like 8 laps to go, and I got some new tires and trying to get everything I can. I passed him, and I run him in the wall off of 4, and we kind of both hooked fenders, and it almost wrecked me, and then he pushed me all the way down the straightaway. And I passed a couple more cars and ended up finishing in front of him, and I came in. We had these little trailers we were changing clothes in. They didn't really have a garage or anything. And I walked in, me and him were sharing this big trailer, and I walked in there, and he's sitting down taking his shoes off, and I sat down, and I was really happy because I think I finished like 6th or 7th. First Cup race, I was racing with Jeff and all those guys. and he threw I had my head down, taking my shoes off, and he threw a shoe at me. He didn't say a word the whole time I walked in there, and he threw a shoe at me, and it must have been going 100 miles an hour. Hit the wall behind me and knocked a hole in the wall. And he was pissed. We had stole a set of tires from his pit stall. Me and Tony Jr. needed some tires. Nobody could hit that last stop. A bunch of guys used all their tires up, and he had an extra set, and he was sort of, you know, he was done, really, like 50 laps into the race. He was like, whatever. And so they didn't come and get that last set of tires, and we stole them out of their pit and put them on our car and passed him and ran him in the wall, and he was really pissed off. We didn't sit next to each other on that 13-hour ride home.
All right, we'll get back to this in a minute. We're gonna go over now to Miss Sprint Cup, Kimberly Coon, up there on the riser. Say hello to Kim, everybody.
Since debut in 2014, please welcome the driver of the number 47 JTG Doherty Racing Chevrolet, A.J. Allmendinger. He's the driver of the number 6 Racing Ford. Let's hear it for Greg Biffle. Trensky Ford, Brad Keselowski. Please welcome number 5, Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, Casey King. The driver of the number 48, Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, Jimmy Johnson. Championship at Homestead while driving the number 31 Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet, Ryan Newman. Welcome back, your 2014 Nascar Sprint Cup Series champion, driver of the number 4 Stewart Haas Racing Chevrolet, Kevin Harvick.
Brad, get off your phone.
Who are you texting, Brad? He's on Tinder. Are you checking Twitter? He's on Tinder.
Vegas Tender, what's up?
What is Tinder? I never heard of Tinder. What's that?
Tinder? I'm not on there. Actually, I'm on my phone with my girlfriend who sent me a picture of her in a bra. So.
Oh! Get that up there?
Sorry.
That's a lot.
Priorities.
We don't believe you. Let's see that. What is Tinder?
I would like to see more.
I've never heard of Tinder.
You're not going to see them.
That's a good one. The other day.
That's not the first time you've seen it, is it?
I got a great girl, so I don't want to ruin it. And I'm pretty good at ruining it, so I'm just not going to say anymore.
Hold on. Before that, you guys are going to get a great treat. 2013 winner of The Voice, Cassidy Pope, is going to play a couple songs for you before I give away these Daytona 500 tickets. So don't go anywhere. Thanks, boys.
I was working at an Exxon in front of the Waffle House, and we eat chicken melts every day. It was great.
You know what I find so ironic about that is when Junior first signed with Hendrick Motorsports, he helped me get out of a speeding ticket.
How? So I need to call
Dale Jr.
Oh,
I need to call Dale, is what you're saying.
If the lights come on, call Junior.
Okay.
Because I happened to be on the phone driving when he signed with Hendrick, and I was saying, hey man, congratulations, happy to have you on the team.
Woo!
Hey man, I'm getting pulled over. Hang on 1 second. And the guy was like, license registered. I said, are you a Dale Jr. fan? Because I knew the way he looked at me, he definitely was not a Jeff Gordon.
You see that look
that before, haven't you?
I've seen that before. Yes.
Every single one of those cans raining out of Talladega had that look on it, didn't it?
So I handed the phone and he said hi. Have a nice day.
You remember this action?
That's a true story.
What'd you say to him? You remember? Man, Jeff's a nice guy.
I don't even remember what I told him, but I don't know if I didn't know I was getting you out of the
Whatever
ticket.
you told him was the right thing.
Well, you
I
owe
was
me
breaking
one.
about 5 laws at the time.
How fast were you going?
When?
When you had to go to the damn chicken melts.
Fast enough. I saw the brake lights and I just pulled over and waited on him. And me and Dad were in an argument at the farm, and I left pissed off and ran 5 miles down the road and passed the state trooper, and I saw the brake lights, so I just pulled over.
Did you call your dad?
No, I'm sitting there getting my ticket. Dad drives by. He pulls over about 3 more miles up the road at a gas station, and I pulled in there. He said, "Did you get a ticket?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You made a good job, man."
Greg, first race winning check you ever got out in Washington somewhere. What'd you use the money for?
Gosh.
I'm sure it was about $200.
Yeah, I was thinking it was probably about 35.
35.
Probably used it to get home. I feel like Dale Earnhardt Jr. anytime I walk in anywhere now. He hasn't stopped smiling since I've been out here. That's just because I'm happy for you, Happy.
So, is this the first time you guys have been in the same place? I mean, I know you've been like all around and doing this whole week together, but this is the first time that this has come up, like sort of face to face?
I mean,
Only time.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely the first time I've seen how messy his hair is. And I'm not going to comment on the back of Kansas City.
Matt, what say you? What's your rebuttal about
Hey,
this?
mine's thin. I'm sorry.
Matt's microphone's not even on.
Well, no, that's okay.
All right, first job, Matt. What was it?
I worked in a hide and fur factory, sizing mink furs all day.
What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Can you say that again?
Of all the things I repeated. Yeah, I need to know.
Yeah, like the mink hides, you just sat there and sized them all day and threw them in a box. Whatever size they were.
Mink hides.
Yeah,
In Cambridge, Wisconsin?
yeah.
Is that a big trade up there?
Cambridge hide and fur, I guess it was. I don't know.
Brad, if you were to sum up your year, how would you sum up your year?
Eventful. Well, it was a good year. I think it was a good year, not just for me, but for the sport. We had a lot of great races and a great finish in the championship. What more can you ask for?
Very good. And Joey doesn't want to whip your ass yet either, so
We're still friends.
that's good. So, when we walked up here, the very first thing that Kyle Busch said to me is, so y'all know I had to draft Kyle's fantasy football team because JGR was testing that day and they would not let him out of that test. Or I guess his car was testing that day, they wouldn't let him out of that test. And he said to me, you need to make sure that you keep your day job, going back to me picking Kevin to win the championship, because his fantasy football team really sucks. Y'all get into that fantasy football thing. What about those chips you brought?
How's your luck?
Them damn chips with that hot sauce that sent everybody to the hospital. Tell them about that.
I guess it's like,
It was a real bad joke.
it's called the Reaper pepper. It's 3 times hotter than any pepper in the world. Like, it's crazy on the scale, it's way beyond it. And so I thought it would be really funny. It actually won't let you purchase like a side dish of it because there's some kind of law they won't. I said, well, how can I buy a bottle? And they said, yeah, so you're supposed to sprinkle it on like your food. Well, I told my buddies it was salsa dip.
Including me.
And it sent these boys to the bathroom in a hurry.
Was it Austin?
Yeah.
Denny's buddy seriously laid on the floor crying. It was really, really bad. So,
My job?
yeah, your first job. Like you
got a ring on my finger, so it's costing me at least $10.
Hey, that segues into something.
I really never had a real job other than working for my dad, which was at an auto repair shop, just kind of cleaning up, picking up nuts and bolts, and he eventually, I remember he trusted me to put on somebody's wheels and tires, and I put the lug nuts on backwards. He was supposed to go on, and he caught it, which was kind of big, but it's one of the things I always remember.
That was a pretty good segue, though, showing the ring. We got a guy who's going to be married next week. Congratulations, Joey. We got people who are going to be dads real soon. Johnson, as a dad and a husband, what advice do you give these guys who are going to be dads and husbands? Be careful, son.
First of all,
Is
yes,
your wife
dear.
out there somewhere?
No, not yet.
Okay, you're good.
First of all, yes, dear will get you really far.
Followed by I'm sorry.
Followed by I'm sorry. Those two, and you'll stay out of most situations. Jeff had a theory that, well, you brought it up.
Not a theory.
Well, it's a nice long engagement will help weed out any potential problems. So I asked him what that time might be, and he thought 5 years was a good engagement.